Hey guys, broadcasting live every night on this channel. This is part of the interactive part of my channel. So at nighttime, usually around 8 p.m. Eastern Time, sometime a little bit earlier, 8 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States of America, I go live on this channel. I take comments. You can join the chat room. You can type a comment. You can ask me anything. Like my man Snow Dog, he's not asking me anything. He just says hello. I read each and every comment. Sometimes we talk about simple living. Sometimes we talk about uh, life topics, what's going on in the world, what's going on in your life. And we have a good time. We just do a lot of submarine vets on the live check-in. Much love and respect to Boston. Good to see you. People from all over the country. Boston's from submarine vet. Snow Dogs in Jersey. You get people from the UK, from the Philippines, Korea. DTM Professional Window Cleaners. What's up, Sam? Great topic. Thank you. I appreciate that. And like my man DTN is saying, in addition to taking the live comments and sharing our lives as an opportunity to, unwind during the course of your day, I pick a specific topic to structure the conversation, at least in the beginning of the live chat. And I do that by writing notes on my phone, different creative waves, different things I want to talk about. So I get into that right away, and then we'll get back to the live comments. For the people that watch, I appreciate if you click the thumbs up button. I appreciate if you share the video, and I appreciate your support. For tonight's topic, what I was reflecting on was where to start. In life, especially during the course of a new year, as I make this live feed, it's the January. It's like the first or second week of January in the new year. And, a lot of people have goals, they have dreams, and it's good. It's good to have a goal. It's good to have a dream. I think we die without dreams. I think we die without goals. I think when we fail at our goals, I think we really get disappointed with life, and it's hard to get excited about life. I've been there. But what I want to share with you is, how do you gain traction to focus on a goal to get things done? Even during the course of your day, when you're at work and you want to do things, but you don't know where to start. You may even wake up early. You want to get things done, but you don't know where to start. An overwhelmed mind is paralyzed. An overwhelmed mind has a lot of thoughts, they have a lot of ideas, and they have a lot of tasks, a lot of things they have to do, and they want to even do them, but they don't know where to start. I believe making a list is where you start. Structuring your thought process and giving your mind direction is how you achieve a level of success, traction, and progress. And I try to keep things simple, where I always look at the top three things. I don't think you really need to go beyond that anytime in your life. If you're trying to do something in life, if you're trying to get a divorce, you're tired of your living situation. All right, you got to write a list of three things you need to do. You got to meet with a divorce lawyer. You got to figure out how you're going to liquidate the assets. And you got to take the process. You're at work, you don't know where to start. You got to look at what are the things assigned to you. Make a top three list and take one step at a time. You want to move to a different state. All right, what does that look like? I did a series on my YouTube channel, Moving to Florida, how I went upon doing it in general speaking terms. And I just gave 3 steps. Make a list. You don't know where to start, make a list. Focus your mind. An overwhelmed mind will go to food. It will go to a relationship that's unhealthy. It just go on a place that's unhealthy. It's a tip. You starting a new job. Start a new job. How do you deal with the insecurity of not knowing that you need to do? That list will guide your mind. That list will supplement your ignorance in this new job. It will focus you and keep you steered on a path of productivity and progress, and you have a way to track what you're doing so you're not just aimlessly wandering and going from, thumbnail to thumbnail to thumbnail. I want people to have a focused mind. I want to have a focused mind. This is part of your mind and directing it. A lot of people join Planet Fitness. It's the new year. A lot of people are focused on getting their health together, and they should. I lost 200 pounds. I believe in getting your health together. But if you go into the new year and you don't get serious about getting your mental health, your mind together, you're going to be off track. Get your mind together. Overwhelmed thoughts affect 99.9% of people. They have an overwhelmed mind. They may not have a mental illness where they struggle with, extreme thoughts or dangerous thoughts, but there's a mental overwhelmingness of life that will totally paralyze, and I'm underlining the word paralyze. It will totally paralyze you and prevent you from making progress in your life. How do you prevent an overwhelmed mind? By writing down a list of 3 things you need to do. When you're totally lost, what are 3 things you need to do? And then you just look at that list and you let it guide you. And slowly your anxieties decrease, your productivity increases, and now before you know it, you have direction. It's a small tip, but it's an important tip. Use your phone, use your electronic devices. You are an android, you're RoboCop. Your phone is an asset to give you an edge in life. Just like a calculator. Just like a calculator was an asset to make you more intelligent. Your phone is a calculator. If you're not good with I was never good with my handwriting, but I'm great with typing. I don't write like handwritten notes very rarely. I type everything on my phone. I put reminders on my phone. And if something is so much information, it's hard for me to write, I take a picture of it. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Focus the mind. Relieve the overwhelmed mind and give it direction. Make a list. Where do you start? You make a list. You make a list every time you get overwhelmed. Every time you say to yourself, I don't know where to begin. Start with a list. Start with a 3 bullet point list. And get going, one step at a time. Even if throughout the course of the day you don't get to all 3 things that you wanted to do, you get to 1. You get to 1 thing today, you get to 1 thing tomorrow. Maybe Thursday you mess up, you get to nothing, but then you get back on that horse. And then progressively over time, you get your ass out of misery and you get to a happier place. And that place is called Florida, for me. That place is called a healthier, happier, better life. Perfect life? No such thing. Better? Possible. I want everyone to live a better life, including me. And that's what I wanted to share as a life insight, because I enjoy this YouTube channel. It keeps me company. Like I was thinking about today, I called a couple people when I was out of work. I just wanted to share. I felt the need to share, but I know I don't want a commitment, but I just called a couple friends. But I also look forward to this because this can really, hour long or whatever we do, it's a good sharing. It allows me to use my gift. It allows me to do something I love. One of my goals is to do something I love every day as part of my job. And so I'm thankful for that. And so I invest in that. I remember there was a guy when I was working construction as an apprentice. I remember I was going to school at night and I was like, I don't know if I could pass this. I don't know. He goes, Sam, you get out of it what you put into it. Now, to some extent, that's true. But sometimes I don't get things on the first try. But what I have, my gift is persistence, tenacity. And so some people may get things on the first try. I may get it on the third, but I keep showing up. So I use that gift. Some people may make magical edited videos and they grow real quick. I may have to grind it out. But I play to my strength. And I know that if I want to grow my YouTube channel, or if I want to move to Florida, or if I want to lose weight, I know I have to break things down to a list and I have to do it. Every day I have to do it. And I have to invest in things. I have to do new things. I have to put myself out there. And everything in life that you want to do something with, you have to exert some energy into it. And energy has to be focused. If the energy is not focused, you have overwhelmed energy. When you're overwhelmed, it's unused energy. Your natural human being wants to do something. It needs direction. It needs to focus that energy. What's the difference between a laser and a light? Like, you know, the light you get like right now from my car, you see this light? What's the difference between that and a laser? Focus. A laser is light at an extreme focus, and a list focuses you on where to start. And as you increase that focus in your life, you get traction, you make progress, you go forward. You fail, you get totally discouraged in life, you want to give up. I've been all those things, and you'll probably continue to be all those things. But this is when you say, all right, you know, I'm done feeling sorry for myself, or I'm done being pissed at life. I gotta figure out the rest of my time while I'm still down here. Where do I start? With an effing list. You start with a list. All right, that's the structured topic. That's my hot air for tonight. Now we go into all live comments like I do each and every night. And if these videos help you, if they entertain you, I appreciate you clicking the thumbs up. I appreciate any support, love, and respect. And at the least, please, if you want, write a live comment, or if you watch this on a replay, write a comment. Share with me what's going on in your life, where you're at, because it not just helps me, but it helps other people who watch who maybe don't share. I know there's been plenty of times like that. I get a lot of comments that people say, you know what, I'm glad that person shared to help me. So you do have an impact. Like I remember Steve Jobs saying that one time in his life where the light bulb in his mind really came on was when he realized that in life, if you poke this world, you can actually make a dent. Like, you know, you're not just going into space. He goes, you know, when you poke the universe, you can make a dent in the universe. You can change history. You can change the course of your life. And when you exert energy into something and you start doing something, you're making a dent in the universe. You're poking. So like when you leave a comment and I reply back, it's not like you're just, you know, sometimes like I know a lot of channels and things like I leave a comment on and like people never reply because maybe they're a big channel, maybe they're this, but there's something to be said when you poke and you get a reply back and you get interaction, you make a difference. And you should look at everything in life with that. That if you put energy into something, you get something back. You can poke at the universe and you can dent it. If you look at your life like that, you can change your life. Have I? In my own way, yes. And it matters to me. And that's what I wanted to share. Snow Dog again, Submarine Vet, thank you, brother. Good to see you. And again, DNT, we're praying for you, brother. I read your comment. So you're going to start, DTM Professional Window Cleaner is going to start a new job in about a week or so, I believe you said. So praying for you, brother. Finish up your old one. You're handling it right. Always try to give your 2-week notice. I know you're going to go far in life, brother. Backwoods, what's up? Also known as AKA Dylan. Hey, Sam, how you doing, brother? Overall, I'm doing good. Overall, I would say it was a positive day. The only negative thing today, not negative, but I like to share all aspects of life, was there was a little bit of an awkward conversation with somebody, and I had to just say to myself, let it go. Okay. Like sometimes you want like to have a positive conversation with, and it was nothing negative, but it was like awkward. And it was like, sometimes with this one person, it's always awkward. And so what I have to discipline my mind is I have to say, Sam, you have to let that conversation go. Because if I'm going to stay in a good, healthy, creative space, I have to constantly practice the art of letting things go. I can't attach too long. I have to let everything go. Keep my mind free to create. When your mind gets frozen, you don't go anywhere in life. Many people just spend their whole life replaying memories. They're on pause. Their life is on pause. Like to keep your mind going forward, like you have to let everything go. Good job. Mel, peace emoji. Mel, hydration emoji to you, brother. Good to see you, man. Love and respect. Thank you for the love on the gram, too. Mel follows me on Instagram. I always say, you got to say, my Instagram is the word inspire_38. Free to be me. Peace, my man, Sam. Well, peace emoji. Well, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for coming in. How was your day, brother? Snow Dog. I'm always in the game. Nice video on the Ford RV. Thank you. Yeah, yesterday I uploaded a video on a review of a Dodge Travato. Today I uploaded a video on a Ford Integra Class C. I did these videos on the weekend and I stored them in my phone because I want to try to, make it a goal to give different content and to give different perspectives of the nomad lifestyle, and just information and entertainment. Now, look, what's my overall thoughts? My overall thoughts are, I don't think most people need any of that. I think a lot of it is just extra stuff that you don't need. It's a lot of money. It's not practical. But again, everyone spends their money different. I think if it works for you and if that's something you want, there's nothing wrong with that. Me personally, I like things simple. I mean, I'll give my summary. In a couple of days, I'll upload a video about, what I think about all the different RVs. But just remember, on your journey is that simple is better, less is more. But again, the key thing is, like, you define your journey. If you want a truck camper, do that. If you want a Class C, do that. If you want a Class B, do that. I mean, so I want to share my opinion, but I want you to understand that part of the essence of this channel is you developing your confidence to live your life. And again, there may come a point, you don't need to watch my channel at all. You're out there doing you. Is that a compliment to me? That's a compliment to me. People doing them and living their best life, eventually, that's the best thing I can do, because that's going to be the best thing that benefits me. I think when you create an environment where you yourself are in a healthy space and it pushes you to go forward, and you encourage and give people the confidence to do that in their own life, then I believe that all comes back to you in a positive way. Because I believe that's putting out positive vibes. That's living a positive life. Doesn't mean life's 100% perfect. No, nothing's perfect. Does it mean life can be better? Yes, and that's what life's about. And that's my goal for life, is try to make life better and better, for myself and for those in my circle. Apathy. Hey, Sam. How was your Tuesday? Overall good. Like I said, the only negative thing was an awkward conversation that I had to let go because I have to move forward. Love to you, Apathy. Good to see you. Thank you for the comments also on the video. Peace and love. Gabriel, what's up, Gabriel? Smash that thumbs up. Yeah, I appreciate the love. Thank you. John Suttles. Sam, hope the start of the new year is going real great. Nice to hear from you, my friend. Well, same to you, my friend. Yeah, I will say overall, what's today? I think today is the 8th or 9th of January. So I would say like a week and a half into the new year, overall positive. I would say overall I have more positive days than negative. I would say overall I'm thankful definitely to be in Florida. I think weather plays a huge part in your quality of life. I think it is worth it to uproot your life, to sell your house, and to move to a state and to move to a climate that inspires you. I think it's worth it. I do. How do you do that? I mean, I think you start with a list. Anything you need to do, start with a list. I think it's worth it to get out of a relationship you're not happy with. I think you start with a list. I think anything you want to do in life, start with a list. But overall, my new year's been good. I mean, I'm encouraged. And I feel I'm in the right zone. And I also have to remember not to get too excited, because learning to just be in the day, I mean, especially at this point in my life, I kind of took my foot off the pedal. Like, I'm still aggressive in life. I still have my foot on the pedal, because you have to be aggressive in life. I don't think you can be passive. But like, I was real aggressive to get my health together. I had to be. I was obese. I was real aggressive to move out of New Jersey. I had to be. I mean, I was the only one in my family that doesn't live in New Jersey, and I don't even really have a family. So, I had to be aggressive, in the beginning of my YouTube channel. I mean, I'm even aggressive now, because I'm still growing it. But like anything in life, like, you really want to get going, you got to be a little bit intense. I mean, now there's some areas of my life where I kind of just, I took my foot off the pedal, because, I'm at a place where I want to be. I'm at a state where I want to be. I'm at, my life is positioned the way I want to be. So there's a comfort in knowing that I'm on the right direction. And I got to remember that now. Enjoy these days, enjoy the days, because you don't want to just keep going from one thing to another without enjoying the moment. And for the most part, my life is very much positioned how I want it to be. There's some other things that I want to be different, and I'm working on them. So, I would say overall good. And I'm thankful I don't have a lot of relationships. And I'm thankful for where I am in life. And I hope you're doing good also, brother. Backwoods. I look forward to your lives every day. The same here, brother. You bring positivity that really helps out. Well, it's reciprocated. Thank you for being you, brother. Amen. I appreciate that 100% emoji and peace emoji. Well, I appreciate that. Look, at the end of the day, if it's just me sharing this without the live feed comments and without the participation of the audience, it isn't as good. So I acknowledge that. And, it's a time period in life, and I'm appreciative of it. Apathy. Curious, Sam. How long does it take for you to complete downsize into a duffel bag? Okay, that's a good question. And get rid of the condo to the Jeep Renegade. Good questions. About a year to a year and a half to throw everything out. Okay. So I started my downsizing when I first bought this car. When I bought this car, I didn't even have my house on the market. I didn't think I was going to sell my house. I had a luxury car, and I knew I was living a too complex life, and I was past the point where I was trying to impress people. I wanted to live a simple life. And here's the key thing, guys and girls. I didn't want to lose my job and have to automatically go get another high-stress job to live in a state where I didn't want to live. So I said, I have to start to downsize my life, because I understood at that point that if I'm living a simple life, I have more options. I have more options with my career. I have more options where I'm going to want to live. But if I live a very complex life and I live at or above my means, I don't have that many options. I'm going to be subject to where certain jobs pay a certain amount of money. I'm not going to be able to live wherever I want to live. So I wanted options. I wanted to change my life. So my first step was my vehicle. Your top 3 expenses are, if you're going to have a child, that's number 1. Your housing costs, whether you own or rent, that's number 2. And your car. Having a child, your house, and your car are your top 3 expenses for your average person. So when you look to downsize, you got to look at that. Now, you can't get rid of kids. Certainly, as you become an empty nester, that's something. Certainly, if you're thinking about having a second kid, that's something to consider. You can downsize your house and you can downsize your car. But I think the first thing you should start with is your car. So the first thing I did when my lease was up with my previous car, I knew I wanted to get back to a simpler car, so I bought a Jeep Renegade. And that's what I'm in now. That's what I live in. But I did not buy the Jeep Renegade with the objective to live in it. I just bought it as a downsize principle. So that was step 1. Then after I did that, that takes a couple of weeks, it takes actually a couple months to buy a new car, because I did research, I planned, I had to do all the numbers to make sure, when my lease expired, how much would I owe, how much am I going to have to put down on this. So buying a car takes a couple months if you're planning everything like that. So let's just say 4 months went into buying a new car, downsizing. And I remember when I bought this car, when I bought the Jeep Renegade, I know a lot of people I worked with and a lot of friends said, Sam, what are you doing? They didn't say you're downsizing. They say you're downgrading. They said, Sam, why are you downgrading? Okay. That's a different word. Downgrading versus downsizing, different word. And because downgrading has a negative connotation. It has a negative impression. So if you're downgrading something, why are you doing something that's negative? But for me, I said, I'm not doing something negative. I'm downsizing so I can live a more positive, freer life. Then after I did that, then I started to take all my vacation time that I had at my job in the winter. I took it all in the winter because I spent about a year and a half, and I documented some of that in my videos. If you go back and look at my playlist, I documented me taking trips to Florida to scout out the land, to make sure that I was really committed to coming down here, what areas were best, and formulating a plan. So in a couple months, I bought a new car. And then when I bought a new car and I got away from leasing, I could put more miles on it. Then I started to take trips down to Florida, driving, use all my vacation time up in the winter so I could see how it is in the winter. I spent a couple of weeks in the summer, but mainly in the winter. Scouted the land. And then I was caught in a dynamic of, all right, well, I know I'm always going to need an income. Because at that time, too, I wasn't making anything off YouTube. I was, so at that time I said, what's my next step? I downsized my car. I now know I want to commit to Florida. I can't quit my job. I need my income. I spent my whole life trying to get a career like this. There was no remote jobs available and not even on the radar at my job. We were going through like a merge, so we weren't even sure if we were going to lose our jobs. And that's why, too, I wanted to be positioned to be where I want to be, because you don't want to lose your job and then have all your trappings, your house, your car, and all, and then you can't do anything because then you have to go get another job or else you're going to get foreclosed on. So, downsized my car. I knew I wanted to come to Florida. I spent about 1.5 years coming down here to visit. That's all right. My next step is I came back in December from a vacation in Florida, and I said, that's it. The next step is, being that I can't change my job, it's an option if I have to, if I have no other choice, but I have to sell my house. Because whether I get a transfer with my current company or whether I would have to go out to a new company, the whole thing I thought in my mind was I have to have my assets liquid. Like, I have to have my house sold if I'm going to move to Florida. And that takes, I looked it up, it takes about 4.5 months to sell your house in a good market. So right there, 4 months to buy a car, 4 months to sell your house, right there, that's almost a full year. That's 8 months. And you're going to take at least a year to do that. So then right before Christmas, I remember I interviewed, I researched real estate agents that sold properties near my community, their track record and their reviews online. Then I called them to my house. I interviewed them. I interviewed their history, who they were, their personality. I wanted to make sure we vibe. And I seeked out a woman. I wanted a woman's perspective. I like dealing with women in many business settings. It's just I feel more comfortable with women. It's true. And then we negotiated a commission, because you can negotiate your commission with your real estate agent. Never forget that. You can get down almost to 3%, basically. Okay. So after we negotiate all that, they say to me, when do you want to put your house on the market? I said immediately. Right before Christmas, I put my house on the market. I went against conventional wisdom, which says wait till after the holidays. No, put my house on it now. I've done everything. Let's go. And because during that time of me visiting Florida and me downsizing my car, I started to throw away all my belongings. I started to clean out my house, clean out my closets, and get my house in order so that when I put it on the market, there's not a lot of stuff in here. So I put my house on the market, my house already clean. And then as soon as I put my house on the market, I started to reach out to contractors to take out permits so that I could proactively get through closing quicker. Like, I knew my water heater needed to be inspected. I knew different things. And I started with that process immediately before I even had an offer on my house, because I wanted to keep momentum going. So 1.5 years into that, then I sold my house. It took me about 1.5 years to downsize my car, to sell my house. Then I was in limbo, because then I liquidated all my assets. I downsized my car, but the only job I had was in New Jersey. Static job that I had to go to an office to. So I said, well, I could apply for other jobs, other companies, but I spent 10 years with this company. I like working with the people I work with. I didn't know what to do. So I said, well, I'm just going to keep living in my car and see if something comes up. And I was kind of like at the turning point, and that's when a job transfer came up. And I was ready immediately as soon as it came up to pull the trigger, because all my assets were liquid. It was about a 2 to 2.5 year process if you add everything. How'd I start? One step at a time. Start with your car, clean out your house, get your house on the market, and pull the trigger. You have to position yourself and liquidate your assets so that you are in a position to make changes when the opportunity comes. But don't wait. Waiting and procrastination is the opposite of starting. It's getting paused. And you have to be aggressive in life. I don't believe you can be passive and fulfill your dreams and fulfill your purpose and be enjoying life. And, that's kind of, my story on how I'm sitting here now in Florida, happy with my life. Happy. Are all my goals accomplished? No, but I am kind of where I want to be. I'm very thankful. Good question. Steve Baker, what's up, man? I saw you on another channel. Good to see you, man. Stay safe out there. Thank you, brother. Hope you're doing good. Love and respect to you, Steve. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for coming in here, brother. We got Zakia in the building. Your next Zakia. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Zakia. Zakia, I'm listening here until the live address by Trump in about an hour. Hey, everyone. Yeah, I know I'm competing with that tonight, but that's okay. I only compete with myself, and I don't even compete with myself. I try to compliment myself. I try to give myself a thumbs up. I try to not stare at the comments, but stare at my inner soul. You know, what you're going to hear tonight is a sales pitch. But that's the job of every president. They often say you have the bully pulpit when you have the presidency office. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if there's a wall that's built on the southern border or not. That's not really going to affect your life. And I don't think it really affects America to a great extent. I think, but how do you get sidetracked in life? I mean, you can start to get caught into the politic game. I know many people who come on my channel, they're obsessed with politics. I get into politics, I address them, but I'm not obsessed by them. And that's why I live a fulfilled life. I'm not obsessed by religion either. I had a brother, I love this brother. He commented on one of my videos yesterday. He's obsessed with religion. Whether he calls it faith or religion, he's obsessed. I've been there where I've been close. And I can understand why. So I don't judge. I have love in my heart for everyone. But I'm not obsessed with anything other than trying to live my best life. And I'm willing to change my viewpoints on religion, politics, whatever, but not to appease people, but for my own growth when I'm ready at my time. People change when they're ready and not a moment before. And until I'm ready or until someone else is ready, you give them space. Shout out to my viewer, Marin. You give people space. I speak my piece. I give people space. And if I need boundaries, I create space. I block. I change my phone number. You have to give space and you have to create space. You have to have boundaries and you have to enforce boundaries. I mean, that's the border wall, right? But this is your life, okay? Your life is your border wall. A lot of people are concerned about building the border wall, but they got unhealthy relationships in their life. Where's your border wall against the unhealthy relationships in your life? Where's your border wall against the food and the alcohol that's killing you? Where's your border wall for your life, for your purpose? Many people want to be distracted. They want Trump or they want any politician. They want a politician to take away their pain by focusing their energy on something that is not really going to affect them in a meaningful way. And I think about that sometimes. And sometimes, like, I leave comments on other YouTube channels, some real big ones, and sometimes I get a lot of replies. I get a lot of engagement. And I said to myself, this person's really down a dark hole, man. A rabbit hole. Like, I like to be engaged in topics of various things of life. I address them all. But above all else, I'm engaged in my life. On my well-being, and because when I take care of myself well, I can be a blessing to others. I mean, the reason I'm able to have really good interaction with you guys is because, I'm in a good space. I mean, I've seen broken, and we're all broken, so I don't want to get on my high horse, but I've seen really people in bad shape try to do YouTube channels. I've watched them. Even when no one else watched them, I watched them, and I could tell they're in a bad place. Your self-care should be the state of a union that you pay more attention to than anything else every day. Where do you start? You don't start with a border wall. You start with the top 3 things you need to do for your life. Get your shit together. You got to get a divorce. What does that look like? You got to move states. What does that look like? You got to get your health together. What does that look like? You want to use your creative gifts because you don't want to work a job in corporate America anywhere that doesn't inspire you. What does that look like? That's what I'm focused on in life. But I understand what you're saying, and it's all love, Zakir, but I'm using it as an opportunity to share on that. Because I think about that too. I think about that now too. Like, I don't even watch like sports on Sunday. Like, when I watch sports on Sundays, back in the day when I was 350 pounds, I wasn't obsessed, but I was focused on that. I was focused on what I was going to eat. Was I going to get barbecue chicken? Was I going to get chicken lo mein? Was I going to go to Wendy's? I was focused. My energy was focused on food and football. Huh. Now, I'm focused on yoga pants and walking by the Atlantic Ocean. Is my life better? Yeah, well, it was good when I was eating too, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm happy. Everything has a different season. And so you may be a season in your life where you're real political, maybe real religious, maybe real into fitness, maybe real into food. I mean, I guess there's a season for everything. I believe in that scripture. But a lot of people get stuck in a season because they're obsessed and they're not willing to change their mind. But you have to change your mind only when you're ready. Love and respect. Queen, hey Queen, how's the new dog? Queen, how was your day? Yeah, overall it's pretty positive, other than one awkward conversation, but I had to say to myself, Sam, let it go. Good job. Apathy. I feel bad for hoarders. Yeah, my mom used to be a borderline hoarder. I can understand. My sister is, I think. She has a storage unit and she doesn't have a house. Do I judge her? No, I don't want to get into someone else's life, but it's very hard to throw things out though. You asked me how long did it take to downsize. The hardest part of downsizing was selling stuff and throwing stuff out, not acquiring. And that's why many people buy a vacation home, they buy an RV before they sell their house, before they liquidate, because it's easier to buy than to sell and throw out. And that's why storage units are a billion-dollar industry. A storage unit is where you pay someone else to hold stuff that you don't use. I remember my mom rented a storage unit out for my sister, and I remember she was talking to the storage unit manager that was at the desk, and they were talking about the whole business of storage units. And the guy said to my mom, he said, ma'am, you wouldn't believe that 90% of the people that have storage units here, I see them once and I never see them again. Their stuff just sits in that storage unit for eternity. And I could believe it. I could believe it. But I'm saying it in compassion. When I sold my house that I owned for 15 years and I threw out everything I owned in that house other than what I have in a duffel bag, I live out of one duffel bag. The hardest part was throwing stuff out, throwing perfectly good stuff out that still had its tags on it that still could have been used. But how did I get to Florida and not get stuck on eBay for the rest of my life? You can spend the rest of your life putting all your stuff on eBay. You ain't never going to sell that shit. Huh. Selling on Facebook Marketplace. You got to just throw stuff out and get out of there. And I'm not talking to you apathy. I'm talking about this a mindset. It's a mindset. If not, you're going to spend another winter in New Jersey. Huh, hell yeah, eating greasy soup. Looking at people that don't inspire you. Resenting your farmhouse. Huh, fucking farmhouse. Excuse my language. You got to go forward in life. I can't even imagine. It seems like a mental illness. It is. It is a little bit. And I have compassion on it. I have become a minimalist. Praise the Lord. I feel lighter in every way. Look, I totally believe in minimalism. I totally believe it's healing in a hurtful world. I practice what I preach. I'm not saying everyone should live like me out of one bag, but simple is better and less is more. I agree with that, Queen. I saw your mobile home video. Thank you, Queen. Teresa. Hey, Teresa. Yes, it's that time. Well, I appreciate you joining, Teresa. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who joins. Antonio, greetings. Antonio, Florida. Hey, look, just saying Florida, you put explanations. Just saying the word Florida, it's followed by 5 exclamation points. I don't remember anyone saying New Jersey and then following it with exclamation points. Now, the truth is New Jersey has better paying jobs on average and better school systems. But the weather sucks and the environment sucks. So if you live a simpler life, cheaper housing down in Florida, you can make less and you can live a better quality life if you wanted to. But you have to start. Because believe me, you think my boss wanted me to come to Florida? You think my mother wanted me to come to Florida? You think that my friends wanted me to come to Florida? Even if they wanted to, I was the one that had to put energy into coming to Florida. Because nobody wants to do what you want to do more than you. You think people were giving me energy to do? You have to have energy to do what you want to do. You got to focus that energy. And you got to go forward. Sketchy Jeffy. Hey, what's up, brother? Love and respect. Antonio, preach it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that encouragement. Apathy. Having a list is essential because there are so many distractions. Totally agree with that. During the day that can grow through you off your game. Throw you off your game. I agree with that. Without dreams and goals, the soul starts to die. Apathy, 100% emoji, agree with you. And you're going to fail at some goals, which I did. And it does feel like you die even when you have a goal and you shoot for it, then you don't want to have another goal. But you got to keep moving. When you're totally lost in life, you got to keep moving. You can't just, even if you're crying, even if you're sad, even if you're very hurt, as much as you can, you got to keep moving. Good job. Gleno, greetings from Fort Worth, Texas. Well, Gleno, thank you, brother, for coming in. Love to you, man. Good to see you. Tiana Marie, I've always been a list writer. Good job. Organize my tasks, my necessities, my bills, and all them. Like, oh, good job. Stay proactive and knock them out. Tiana Marie, sounds like you're a go-getter. Good job. Queen, who all in here is suffering from a mental illness? Good question, Queen. Sketchy Jeffy, good, simple advice. Thank you, brother. I dig it. Amen. Don't try to overcomplicate life. Keep it simple. And I mean, amen, brother. That's it. I don't want to add to that. Apathy. Amen, brother. Yeah. You're laser focused on what is going on to bring you joy. Yeah. Because life is but a moment. Amen, apathy. That's why we have to let go. We're already naked. We are already naked. Steve Jobs also had a quote said, when he got close to death, when he had cancer, his best thing that he learned was he is already naked. We are all naked. We're all going to die. You know, life is but a series of moments. What were you doing this time last year? What were you doing this time last year? Think about that. Take a moment, whether you're watching this live or you're going to watch this on a replay. Right now, whatever time of the year it is for you, think about this time last year. Think about what you were doing, what your work situation was, what your personal situation was, and look how much has changed. There's a quote that I see once in a while on Instagram that says like 70 to 90% of what you worry about won't matter a year from now. In life, you have to learn to constantly let go. That's the truth. Apathy, very true. Tam, Gleno, Queen, hello. Joseph, what's up, brother? Hello, everyone. Sunglasses and then thinking emoji. Good to see you, Joseph. Now, Joseph worked his whole life, raised a daughter, and now he may get an RV. He may get a $100,000 RV. Would I support him? Hell yeah. Brother worked his whole life, and now's the time, Joseph. Now's I know. I forgot to. You say that's your full name. I think you like people call you JB. JB, now's your time, man. I don't care if you want to get a $100,000 RV or a $10,000 van. What I tell you, brother? Just get going, man. Why? Because I want to see you live your dreams, man. Love and respect. Apathy. If you put your energy into something and you don't get anything back at all, move on. Well, I agree with that. I've done that. We all have. Amen. Good comment, Apathy. I agree with that. Queen. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Good advice, Queen. I agree with that also. Like I say, there's times in my life where I'm not the most intelligent. I'm not the most this or that. But God has blessed me with a level of tenacity. A level of relentlessness, persistence. And I think those are things that have carried me a lot farther than a lot of other people. Grit, passion, energy. And I understand sometimes it comes across like a Brillo pad, a little rough. And I can understand why sometimes people don't dig my videos or people don't dig me. And that's okay. I'm okay with being myself. And I understand. And I get why some people can't get me. I understand that. But this is the level of energy I need to exert to push forward. Some people maybe don't. My job is not to figure out everyone else's life. I got lost in that Bermuda Triangle at one point in my life. At one season of your life, you may try to figure out religion because you're trying to help other people. You may try to figure out politics because you want to help society. Really, what you have to do is discover what you need to do for you and how you need to be to positively affect your life. Because change starts with you. Now, I know I'm a little bit loud sometimes, and I know I know sometimes maybe at the end of the day, people want to hear like a guy like, what was that guy named? Bob Ross painting softly as like waterfalls in the background. Like today was a magical day, ladies and gentlemen. And I like that. Sometimes I watch videos with guys girls with very soft voices, and it's soothing. But I'm more of like, because that's where I got to go to get out what I need to get out of my soul to go forward. And it's what works for me. And that's what I have to do. Apathy. Hey, Joseph. Queen, I look forward to this too. Well, it's a blessing to me. And I'm thankful. Joseph, JB, Apathy, how are you? My new name is JB. Yeah, I'll put it out there. It's going to take me a while. It takes 21 days to learn a new habit. So it may take me 21 days to remember JB, but we're going to get it. Apathy. Awkward conversation. Yep. Sammy, you had just one today? Just one that sticks out in my mind, but yeah, we can have several during the course of the day. That's the only kind of conversation I have with people. Well, I can understand that. Some people are not, don't have a good flow with others. I can understand that. I mean, that's why that's why I used to like working night shift. I'm good with people, but I like working by myself. I liked working night shift, and I like being by myself because I like to avoid all that. But look, I work in the corporate world. I got to deal with it. But that's why I like YouTube. That's why I hope one day I could do this full time or whatever, because I like the virtual relationship. I like that it's just me, right? Like I'm not dependent on 5 other people I like to kind of do things by myself. That's how I am. But I also understand, you do need people in different areas of life. I don't have all the answers, but what I do is I say, what can I do to push my thing forward? And that's what I do. Apathy. That's cool, JB. Good evening to y'all. John. Good evening, Sam. Great mentors. Thank you. These past few days. Can't wait to see other types. Amen. Small vans, minivans, home built, etc. And of course, liked and love. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the support. JB. Hey, Sammy. If someone has 38 million views on YouTube, are they compensated big time? No, I think for every million views, I made about $1,500. So I have on my channel total, I have 1.6 million views. So ad revenue on Google, for 1 million views, you only make $1,500. Last year, I made $2,000 on YouTube, total, pre-tax. That's why the biggest thing is the super chats, or if you're going to do like a Amazon affiliate thing, it's a combination of if you get fan funding, if you get associated revenue through commission, through links, but Google AdSense revenue, which is directly tied to views, is very small. You'd have to have like at least 50,000 or so views per video, and then you'd have to upload a video every couple days if you got, but like most of my videos only get maybe 600 views, something like that at the most. If you look at the subscribers, usually about 5 to 10% of your subscribers watch your videos. So, but do the math, right? So if 1 million views brings you $1,500, and let's just say, now it all depends too how many times people click the ads. If you want to help the channel or any channel and you can't super chat, you're in your own situation, what you do is you click an ad. When you click the ad, it doesn't cost anything, but it counts as a way for the channel to get more revenue from running those ads on it. But let's just say, most of my viewers clicked every ad and I got 1 million views. Then maybe I would get $2,000 for 1 million views. So 2,000, let's just say times 30, if I had 30 million views, then you're in the, then you're what, 2,000 times 60, then you're $20,000 pre-tax. You're just above the poverty line, if that's all your income you ever did. Poverty line is about $12,000 per year if you're single. If you're single and you're by yourself, you're in poverty if you make $12,000 a year or less. 20,000 is basically you're just above poverty. Right now, if I divide, and you got to account for your time. Right now, if I divide the amount of time I spend on YouTube with my live feeds and my videos, and I divide it. Last month, at the end of the month, I made $15 per hour. If I divided the amount of time I spent on YouTube versus how much I made that month, I made $15 per hour. But I love doing it. I can make more working at Trader Joe's on the weekends and not sacrifice my privacy. That's the truth. Now, maybe one day it would grow to those big numbers where you get 1 million views or something like that, but per video, but that's very rare. It's like Michael Jordan going to the NBA, very rare. The average person will not make above the poverty line on YouTube. That's why most people have to have a full-time job, or they live on Social Security and this, or they have a disability check coming in and this. But for this to be your full-time job, you have to have a lot of views. You have to have a lot of super chats. You have to have a lot of associated revenue through Amazon links, etc. And that's the honest facts. because you have to divide your time versus how much you make per month. And what you're going to find is you probably make under $20 an hour, under $15 an hour. Last month was probably the most I ever made. Before that, I usually made about under $10 per hour if I divided it. Winter months are the best months for YouTube because that's when most people are in their houses watching more TV because it's wintertime in most states. Summer times are less. You get less for revenue. So those are the things you have to consider when it comes to YouTube and money. And that's the honest facts from someone who's had a YouTube channel for a year and a half. But there's something to be said for doing what you love. You know, I remember when I traded stocks for a few years. I didn't make money. If I looked at all I lost versus all I gained on some, but I lost on more. But I enjoyed doing it. But I got to a point where I lost more money than I made. I said, well, this isn't a business. This is a hobby. And then, like, if I take in the fact that my phone is part of an expense for YouTube, my cell phone bill is a part of expense. I've bought an edit software when I did a GoPro. I didn't make any profit last year. My GoPro, my editing software that I bought for a laptop, I just thought I was going to use that. And then my cell phone bill and my phone, those are business expenses for a YouTube channel. I was negative last year. So, right, it's just like any business, right? You can't say, well, I hung 2 ceiling fans up and I charged a homeowner $400. Well, how much did you spend in materials? How much did you spend in tools that you needed for the job? How much did you spend in gas? How much did you spend for your contractor's insurance? You may have not made any money on the job. Even though the customer paid you $400, after you deduct the materials, the cost to keep your business going, you may have made nothing. I've owned 2 businesses, and that's the facts. That's why most businesses fail. So, you know, but I'm not against it. I mean, I still do it. Why? Because, look, you have a dream in life. You know, when you have a dream, when you enjoy doing something, it makes life better. It's like hitting a home run. It's rare, but you still want it. And you still strive for it. And I think it's worth the strive for it. And I do see progress. I have seen progress through progressively building up and showing up and being consistent, just like I have at everything in my life. But it takes a lot of grit, and you're not going to get compensated a lot for it, especially in the beginning. I would say at least the first 3 to 5 years. Nothing to speak of anyway. Well, I don't want to say nothing to speak of, but I'm trying to give a picture of the reality of YouTube and the reality of life. There's good and there's bad, but there's a real reality there. Good job. Apathy. I always remember that you say on occasion, live with urgency. Oh, every day. Yep. Very good advice. Thank you, Apathy. Look, the average life expectancy is 78. So take the number 78, then take your age and minus it. So if you take 78 and you're 60, you minus 78, you have minus 60 from 78, you got 18 years left. On average. You may die before. There's no guarantee. But you should have a rough average on how long your life is left in this world. Like when there's infrastructure upgrades, when engineers are looking at doing infrastructure upgrades, part of the assessment on equipment is how old is it? The equipment may be running good, and it may have the capacity to keep running good. But part of the business is to look at infrastructure to see how old it is and see the average life expectancy for that piece of equipment. And then at some point, you proactively replace it as a capital improvement project because you want to proactively prevent mass failure. So if a generator is 10 years old, 20 years old, then you look at it like it's time to proactively replace it. Okay? Because its life expectancy is either at it or exceeded. And it's more risky to continue on with that piece of equipment rather than getting a new one. So at some point you have to look at your life and say, look, I'm getting close to life expectancy. I got to make some decisions here proactively. You have to be aggressive in life. And this is what I'm talking about. Where do you start? You got to start going now. And you got to get a list, and you got to get serious, and you got to get your mind focused. You have to live like a laser, not like a light. So these are good thoughts, guys. Apathy. Poor health can define your journey as well. Well, I totally agree with that. Health will totally shut down all your dreams. Part of your health you control. What you eat, how much you move. So it doesn't matter how good your health care is. If you don't do the things you need to do, Now, and look, you can get hit by a bus and you can do all the things right. You can't focus on what you can't control. You can't focus on that you may get hit by a bus. You can't focus on, doctor. You have to focus on what you can control. Now, I have compassion dealing with my mom, and most of her side of the family has been obese all their life. I remember my mom saying to me one time, I can't control myself when I'm around sweets. I think you have to separate yourself from that which you can't control yourself from. But some people, they just can't. There's something in their mind that doesn't click. That's the best way I can explain life. Sometimes there's something in some people's mind that just doesn't click. And what I think you need to learn to do is just focus on what you can control and have compassion on people who can't control themselves, but just keep going forward. Chad, dangerous. I'm on dangerous ground. Sam, wow, what happened, brother? Chad, pray for me. All right, don't tell me. It may be too serious that you don't want to share, and I understand that. I will pray for you. Prayer emojis. Love to you, brother, and compassion to you. JB, Sam, you were born to inspire on YouTube. An accomplishment. It has been an accomplishment. Thank you. It's not easy to do what you do. Thank you. Therefore, a boner prayer emoji. Well, I appreciate that. I take prayers now, and it means something to me. It's kind of easy to do what I do because it's my gift. When something is your gift, I can't take credit for it. That's why I acknowledge the grace of God. I refine my gift. I put work into it, but it is the grace of God. I can't take all credit for it. So it's easier for me to do. Like for some people, it's easy for them to be an engineer. They were born to, like Elon Musk, he's an engineer by trade. That's what he enjoys to do. And so it's not like, and Warren Buffett, he loves numbers. He was always in finance. When you have a gift and when you do it, like Michael Jordan, he was born to play ball. Now he refined it, he practiced, but you're born with certain gifts that when you do the gift, and that's why I like doing YouTube, because it plays to my strength, it plays to my gift. There's some people I know that are very intelligent, they got gifts in other areas, but if you put them in front of a YouTube video, they'll freeze. Now, if you look at my early videos, I've frozen some, I've gotten better over time. So some things is the work you put in, but also I have a natural gift for this, so it's not that hard. People who are gifted at something, they make it look easy because for them it is. It's their gift. But there's certain gifts that you have that I don't have. And so in life, the best way to get your life going in a better place is try to play to your strengths and try to use gift. And that's what I'm thinking, Tana Marie. You're coasting now that you're in the promised land. That's true. Beautiful that you found your sweet spot. Thank you, Tana Marie. I appreciate that. And I'm thankful. I think gratitude is a blessing. I do. John, in my experience, women are more organized. I guess it could be a general term. My mom was very sloppy and my father was very organized. And I still rather be around my mom because I'd rather be around a person that's a little sloppy than a person that's too organized because they're a little too anal. But let me let you continue your comment. Not just pretty to look at, although that certainly don't hurt. Yeah, I met a good yoga pants. I saw a pair of yoga pants tonight at the gym, or earlier this morning, and those yoga pants make you want to just, whoo, praise the Lord. But not enough to get entangled with that, John. Not saying men aren't. Yep, just saying that it's my experience. I ain't mad at that. Good to see you, brother. JB, Sammy, the best time to list and sell your house is in the spring market. That's what they say, but I put mine up before Christmas and I had it sold by the end of February. The best time is when you're ready to get the hell out of there. Don't wait for the perfect time. That's my actual life experience. But I've heard that general consensus. It is also the best time, and not that doesn't apply, definitely not in Florida. The best time to sell your house in Florida is right now because this is the peak of tourist season. Now, in a northeastern state or northern state, then yes, you're right, the springtime, mainly the summertime, because the summertime, people want to get into a new house before the new school year starts. The best thing you have in your favor when selling a house is the public school system you're in, and people want to get into a new house before the new school system year starts. Make a mental note of that. It's also the best time to get top dollar on your house. Yeah, I don't care. When you're ready to sell your house, you don't try to get top dollar. You try to get fair market value. If you're really serious about moving, you're willing to leave 20 grand on the table. Some people aren't. I've seen people nickel and dime their dreams away. I've seen people waste 2 more years in the state they live because they want top dollar. Go ahead. Waste another 2 years of your life. Just Do me a favor, while you waste 2 years of your life, take 78 minus your current age, and that's what you're wasting. You're wasting your life expectancy. Not good. And then he goes, I know because I sold homes for Remax. Yeah, I know you're in the real estate game. I know you're landlord, you own some properties. And my mom did that a little bit. And what I could tell you is it's a lot of work. And that's where you're trying to get out of that entanglement now. And that's where my mom's been. Again, everyone should do whatever they want. I can't speak to everyone's situation. But what I can tell you is you ain't getting no younger. I saw a retired couple at the campground I was at getting out of a Class A. A Class A is a very big motorhome, and it was a big money, top-end motorhome. Probably cost them $100,000 easy. So here they are, what looked to be two people that saved their whole life for retirement. They probably did a lot of good financial things. They saved up. They waited to the end. They got probably getting their top Social Security. They sold their house for probably whatever. And here they are in their mid-70s or whatever they were. And I saw the wife trying to get down the steps of that motorhome. And it looked like she was ready to fall. And she was in pain. And she's not going to be able to do that much longer. She didn't look like she needed to be at a campground. She looked like she needed to be in a ranch house and order groceries online so they're delivered to her house. That's the truth. And the longer you wait, the more you're going to be like that lady who could barely get out of her motorhome, and she ain't enjoying camping. She wants to enjoy camping. Her mind is willing, but her body has decayed. That's the truth. That's what I actually see out here. That's the reality of life. JB, worst time to sell your house in the winter. That's what I did, and it worked out okay. Get a lower price on homes. Sometimes to move on with your life, you're willing to take a lower price. I believe I got a fair market, and I was fine with that. Jones, 1963. Sunglass face and peace. JB. These are real estate statistics. You're right. Look them up. I looked them up. I did all the research. And what I can tell you is I also calculated life equity. There's home equity and there's life equity. I'm lapping people that are nickel and diming their life and they're losing the precious time and the precious physical ability of their life. I can't tell you how many comments I've got on my channel of people who are elderly and they're stuck. They don't have the energy to sell their house anymore. They don't have the energy to throw everything out. They don't have the energy. They don't have the mindset. Just change your license. Just to go to a DMV and the overwhelming thoughts you're going to have of throwing things out and the more collectibles you have and changing your license and changing your state and cutting ties. That takes an energy. That takes a focus. And at 65, you don't have that focus. You don't have that energy. You get stuck. There's home equity and there's life equity. Life equity is your age, your energy levels, your time windows. You're not going to be in your 50s, 60s, and 70s surfing. You're not going to be boogie boarding. You're not going to be walking on the beach. You're going to be looking for doctors close to your house. You're going to be looking for who's in my Medicare plan that's close to this area. You're not going to be looking like what's the beaches like. You're going to be looking what's the hospitals like in this area. This is my life experience. Just my life. Everyone's different. Apathy. I read that guy's comment. He disagrees with your better, not perfect. Yeah, that's okay. He's been on a lot of videos, and I'm okay with that because it was respectful. And I give people, if it's respectful, I give them a right to disagree. He said, he said one can only have a perfect life, and that quoted the Bible. Yeah, he's very much into religion. I respect it. I used to be somewhat there, so I understand it, and I understand he's really deep into religion. So he's a loving guy, at least in my other comments, so I let it slide. It seems like a religious dogma, and I've been there. And that's why I don't want to judge, and I don't feel it's unhealthy for me to keep him in my life. If I do feel like it's unhealthy, I'll get rid of him quick, but I don't, and I want to try to respect him and give him the space that he needs to grow. Because that's what I feel he needs. Like, he don't need me to, like, judge him. That's why, like, if you see my reply, I couldn't start quoting the Bible. No, I did all that. But I said, I understand that everyone's different viewpoint. And I gave him space. And that's what you should do in life. Like, somebody not vibing with you, just give them space. Queen, how are you doing, Gleno? Gleno, that's why I quit trucking. Yep. I simply, because I wasn't inspired or motivated to do it anymore. I can understand that. It was all I could do to fulfill my 2-week notice. I can totally understand that, brother. When you're burnt out, you're done. I wish I would have done it 5 years ago. Life equity, brother. I'm with you. Great comment. JB, one more real estate advice. That's his passion. Before you list your home, declutter. I did that. Paint. I kind of did that. Your entire house. Change your rugs if you can. JB nerd, trash bags. I'm with you, brother. And I can feel your passion. I know you're very passionate about that. Love and respect. Jimmy, what's up, man? Whenever you buy something, consider it's worthless. That's actually a pretty good comment. Now, it has value to what it's going to bring to your life, but I can understand the context of your comment. Good job. Leno, at Queen, I'm good, and you? Jones, 1963. I downsized almost 2 years ago to a small one-bedroom apartment. Good job. Got rid of most of my stuff. It's hard, but a very freeing feeling. Well said. I donated it all. Jones, thumbs up to you. GP, I'm not Gonzalo. That's my guy. I know him in real life. Once in a while, now I don't even know if he's still in here because I know I was long-winded, but once in a while, people come in here that know me in real life. Now, there was even a couple previous, but JP, he only comes in here once in a while. But he says, and the pings laugh out loud. Now, Gonzalo can testify when I sold my house, he knows me in real life. I had threw out everything, gave away some of the paintings I had on my wall. He took one of them. And it couldn't have went to a better guy. He's a great guy. He loves kids. Like I often talk about, I hate kids. I hate family. This brother loves kids. He loves family. I give him a lot of credit. I think he should be a daycare guy. I don't think he should be working in the corporate world. I think he should be in daycare. But he knows. He saw me when I was in New Jersey. And he's a loving person. He's got a good personality. Like, you know, me and Gonzalo, like our conversation is never awkward. Because I get him, he gets me. Love to you, brother. I appreciate you joining. Sam John, also from New Jersey, but I don't know him in real life. Hey, Sam, but I know him on YouTube. Good stuff tonight. Well, thank you. Yes, start now. Work on your own walls. Yep, inspired. Good job. Driving back to Florida tomorrow. To the boat. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. Great time to come down to Florida. It's actually a little bit cold, though. Like, it was only 75 degrees today, and I was like, man, I'm going to get cold out here. It's got to warm up. John, yeah, that's what they don't tell you about eBay. You can spend years trying to sell your junk. Yeah. My experience, it's just a burden to sell on eBay. But let me always give room and space for other people to define their own life. Because I have a friend that he loves eBay. Like, I want to do YouTube full time. He wants to do eBay full time. And he sells women's pantyhose. And he make a damn killing on that thing. But it's a lot of work. A lot of work. And he was telling me the other day, and usually he's got like a 99% approval rating on eBay. But he told me one like the other day, there was a guy, I guess he got a ripped pair of pantyhose, and he was like, he talked reckless to my friend, and like he was going to come beat him up. And so my friend was asking me advice on how to get a UPS box. Not because he wants to live as a nomad, but because he don't want to give his real address out via PayPal to his customers because he don't want them coming to his house wanting to start a fight over a pair of ripped pantyhose. Is that life on eBay? Hell yeah, that's life on eBay. Should you do it? That's up to you. Zakia, I like that Travato. Yeah, 100 grand. You better make it rain. You better drop that money bag in your video. It's a nice vehicle, though. I could see myself getting that in future. I ain't mad if JB wants to drop 100 grand on that, or if you did. I wouldn't be mad at anyone. Well, I could tell you, I think you could spend $25,000 on a van, just like I saw that girl yesterday at the beach, and I think you could put an air conditioning in the van and you'd be straight. But to each their own. JB, Sam, our salvation to our souls. Well, no, thank you, brother. Thank you. Don't put me in a pedestal, though. I don't want to start to exalt myself. Thank you, though, for the compliment. Is to help others who cannot help themselves. Respect and peace, brother. Smiley face and peace emoji. Thank you, brother, for the compliment. It's reciprocated. Gleno, eBay kills you on fees. It does. Everything has fees, though. That's part of business. So I'm not mad at the fees, but you have to have a passion. There's a lot of work and energy you have to put to list it, to advertise it well, mainly to package it up and to ship it. That's the biggest burden. I have no passion for that. But some people have no passion for YouTube. They don't want to be in front of a camera and have a bunch of people like leave comments on. They don't get into that. So life is all about playing to your strengths and figuring out what works for you. That's true. Apathy. Love, love, love Naples. Yeah, Naples, Florida is the best part of the West Coast if I would ever live there. If I would ever live on the West Coast of Florida, it would be Naples. Now, it's very expensive, though, so you have to be mindful of that, but that's my favorite area. Sean Murphy Journal, what's up, man? I want to travel to the USA. Okay. But I would have to pay $1.25 for every $1. That is $25 on 100. Okay, so wherever you're at, where you at? Where's the conversion rate that you're speaking of? Sean Murphy Journal. I met a guy yesterday that was taking the bus from Canada, maybe from Toronto to Mexico, and he said he wanted to run in the mountains. Not me. I want to run on the flat beaches of Florida. He said I should do it sometimes. I said I have responsibilities. I can understand that. Just remember, you can responsibly reposition your life and live where you want to live. It took me 2.5 years, but start now and refine it as you go. Joe G, what's up, man? Hey, Sam, I have a new coworker that just started yesterday. Uh-oh, I don't know where this one's going to go. I can pretty much tell, though. And he seems really strange. That's all right. And follows me around a lot. Uh-oh. I guess to learn. What do you suggest to do? Avoid drama. Close the door in your office. If you don't have an office, when he comes, just act like you're on the phone. Be respectful. Don't make eye contact. Give one-word answers. Nod your head. Be respectful. Avoid drama, and just stay busy working. And if he talks too long, just say, "Look, brother, I got some work I got to finish up." If he can't respect the fact that you have to stop the conversation and say you got work to do, then it's not your problem. Don't worry about it. That's positive. That's a positive response. Like if Gonzalo's still in this live feed, he knows me in real life. He's worked with me. There's been times that people came in my office and they wanted to talk about a bunch of nothing. And Gonzalo can testify. I said, look, I got shit to do. But now I'm a little bit different. But, I may not say the word shit, but I said, look, I got stuff to do. I won't talk about that. Now, some people want to talk about like sports and their wife, and I don't want to talk about any of that. I damn sure don't want to talk about anyone's kids. Now, I love Gonzalo. I love his kids. But I don't want to talk about that. Now, if you want to talk about yoga pants, maybe, but not even that too long. Well, I want to do my job, and I want to go home. I want to do what I need to do, and I do a pretty good job. Look, I've always got good reviews on my jobs, but I do what I have to do, and I want to get out of there. Now, if people can't respect that, you got bigger problems than that. Gilbert, yo, Sammy, I love you, man. Well, I love you too. You are a cool dude. I appreciate that. I was sitting here feeling lonesome, and this channel came to rescue. Well, laughing, thank you. Now, I appreciate that. This channel is a little bit of a salvation for me too at night. Again, this is an opportunity for me to exert some energy and share and connect. And so it's a blessing to me in the same manner. Well, what's up, man? Is South Pedro nice? I've never been there, so I couldn't comment on it, brother. Good to see you. Cody, what's up, man? I don't know how to speak a different language, man, but ¿dónde estás el baño? And Dios te bendiga. Dios te bendiga. I believe that's God bless. If that's Spanish, I don't even know. Keeps it real. What's up, man? After watching many different van life streams, I'm starting to believe most are suffering from mental illness. No offense. No, that's all right. Look, everyone's struggling from mental illness. I look in the corporate world, and I look everywhere else. You're probably suffering from mental illness. You probably have anxieties, worries. Most people are. It doesn't matter if they work in a corporate world, they live in their car. Look, I've worked with some very intelligent people, and I've worked with some very non-intelligent people. And like I said, everyone's got a level of, just like everyone has physical illness. It's what degree and how they handle their life. So, somebody can say, look at your tag name. You have owl with red killer eyes, and your tag name is EY keeps it real. Someone can say you have a complex problem, and they may be right. Okay, so one is they say Donald Trump is delusional, but he's the president of the United States. He's got something going for him. So, and he's got enough people to vote for him. He's going to give an address tonight that people probably leave on my channel to watch, and they say he's got dementia. But guess what? The person who's acting normal, who's not honestly communicating their feelings, they're sitting at home screaming at the TV, screaming at the person who wasn't embarrassed to be themselves. Hillary Clinton would have done better. She would have stopped pandering and been herself. That's the truth. That's the truth. Live and let live. Hello, Sam. Hello to you, JB. Zach. Life is so short. Bias simplicity, SRT. Lessons does this. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Back up. Live and let live. I forgot. What is today? Today is her birthday. Therefore, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, live and let live. Happy birthday to you. Blow out the candles, cake emoji to live and let live. Live and let live. How old are you this year? And what's the biggest lesson you've learned this year? Live and let live is a nurse and someone who wants to have a tiny home. She lives in Virginia, and it's her birthday today. I would like for everyone to take a moment and to say happy birthday and to celebrate her life. And take the number 78 and minus it versus how old she turns today. That's how many years that she has left in this world on average. Live and let live. Happy birthday to you. I love you and I appreciate you. And I hope you take time out today to pamper yourself, to bless yourself, and to be good to yourself. Happy birthday emoji to you. Love you. Sorry, but I almost forgot. JB. Zach, get a Travata. JB pumping that. Life is too short. Or buy a Simplicity. SRT, less money. Same thing, Alaska. You're already very cold. Look, if you're going to live in Alaska, you're definitely going to need an all year round 4-season RV that the pipes don't freeze in winter. So that's true. Leno, happy birthday, live and live. Yes. Birthday cake emoji, balloon emoji, blow up like celebration emoji, and a piece of cake. The big piece. Live and let live. Playing trivia with my kids and a glass of wine. Well, live and let live. Like I say, today, pamper yourself. Take a moment out of life to celebrate yourself. And everyone celebrate her because, like I say, a nurse is a noble career, and you've shown a tremendous amount of love. And I hope that today and every day, I hope that you get it back. And I hope that you're, are doing good. And I hope you enjoy your glass of wine and your cake or whatever else you're going to eat. And I hope you have a great rest of your birthday. Sean Murphy. Every day I encounter sketchy people. I can understand that. My advice, look them in the eyes and walk away, always works. Well, I can respect your piece of advice. I would say look down. Don't make eye contact. But everyone's different. Yolanda. Just getting here, a lot can happen in a year. Well, I totally agree with that, Yolanda. Good to see you. Love to you. Blessings to you. Sean Murphy, I would never move into a community housing lots of dealers and addicts. No thanks. I can understand that. JB, Sam, this month I'm reactivating my real estate license. I can see you're passionate about it. So I can sell my 2 properties. Well, that's wisdom. Saves me a lot of cash and commissions. Well, I can understand that. To 6%. Yeah, I can. I mean, I can understand that. I could. But it all depends how long it's going to take you to reinactivate your license, in my opinion. In my opinion, if it's going to take you more than 8 months to reenact it, I wouldn't do it. I would just negotiate a 3% commission. 1.5% goes to the buying agent, 1.5% goes to the selling agent, and you're not going to hold up your life for 8 months for 3%. That's how I would look at it. Because you're not going to make 6%. You're going to make 3%. Because you're going to have to give a certain percentage to the buying agent, right? In most cases, the buyer still is going to want protection. They're still going to want an agent. Maybe some won't, but some will. So you got to be mindful of that. Apathy. I sincerely thought you were crazy, Sam. That's all right. I'm okay with that. When I first found your channel, most people do. That's okay. I'm okay. I couldn't believe you were living in your car. And then I started to actually listen, and it makes sense. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I could understand that. Vanomatic, what's up, brother? Tallahassee in the house. Love and respect to North Florida and to you. Sean Murphy. It is all about the Benjamin Joes. Yeah, look, money's a big part of life. You can't avoid that. Gilbert, happy birthday. Live and let live. Yes. 2 beautiful balloons and a gift. Thank you, Gilbert, for remembering. Apathy. Being trapped by neighbors who love to watch one another's downfall. Oh, it's hellish. I totally agree with that. And I've been blessed with good neighbors when I have my house. One of my biggest things that I worry about when I buy a property, if I would ever buy a property again, is that I'm totally committed to my neighbors. And that's almost like a marriage. And your neighbors, even if you have good neighbors, they can sell. And then bad neighbors can move in at any time. Your neighbors may say to yourself, look, I'm not getting any younger. I got to start living my dream. So now they move out of their house. New neighbors come in. And now you're screwed. That's why I like a campground. I'm not committed to any neighbors. I'm like, there's been a couple times I've had bad neighbors at campgrounds. And I just say to myself, Sam, you're not going to see these people in a couple weeks. Don't even worry about it. And that's how I get through it. Tana Marie, it was interesting to pause and to think back this time last year. Good job. It's good to reflect. Glad it really took a moment to remember because I clearly keep it moving. Good job. Peace is found in moving forward. Amen. Well said, Queen. I'm doing well. The new doll's cute. Good. Enjoy that doll. It's good to make you smile. Apathy. I dream of trying to make it. Work in Florida. You should. What do you think about a Honda Element? Totally could do it. Regarding stealth factor, whether it was stealth or campground, a Honda Element is very similar to the body type of a Jeep Renegade. So I can tell you from my life experience, it can be done. For a woman, it may be a little bit harder because you have to squat to pee. If I was a woman and I was living in an SUV, I would look at, they're not a catheter, but they're like a catheter, like a funnel that you would put in your vagina and that it would like go into like the pee jug. Because that would be your biggest obstacle if you couldn't stood up and it's where you're going to pee at night in your car. Free to be me. Minimalism is extremism. Go self. What a long way to go. Look, everyone's different, right? There's some people that live in a house and they're such neat freaks, they're extremism. There's some people that live in a house, they don't use 70% of the space in their house. Most people don't use 70% of the space in their apartment. So if you rent an apartment and you own a house and you don't use 70% of it, you're living extremely wasteful. So, you got to decide what range you want to go. For me, I found my balance. I live a very peaceful, happy, healthy life. Most people who watch my channel, they have a house, they have an apartment. They're not minimalist and they're depressed. They have anxiety. They're looking for me for inspiration. So what I can tell you is it's okay to be looked at as extreme sometimes. Queen, I'm coloring and watching your video. Praise the Lord, Queen. Good job. Sean Murphy Journal. I do YouTube videos for fun. Good job. And look back at my life 20 years down the road. It's just a hobby. There's nothing wrong with having it as a hobby. Totally agree. Queen. Greasy soup laughing. Farmhouse. I am at. Queen, you're welcome. Thank you. Apathy. You stated neighbors can be your fellow prison inmates. That's true. They can also double as wardens. That's true. Watching one another. Totally agree with that. And in a constant state of competing with one another. Total disaster. They focus their energy on other people instead of on themselves. Oh, it's very true. Annie G, what's up, man? Hey, Sam and folks. I hope everyone had a great day. Annie G, same to you, brother. Good to see you, man. Sean Murphy. Rich people live longer than poor people. I don't know if there's a statistic for that, but that's possible. Simple health care, better nutrition, and other variables. It's possible. But I certainly know people who are well off financially and their health is a disaster. So I don't know, about enough studies on that. I mean, I definitely could say there could be a level of truth to it because there's definitely, possibility. But when did I spend the most money on food? When I was obese. A lot of people spend their money on food, alcohol, and cigarettes, and they have the money. A lot of it is just a mindset. A lot of it's a mindset, especially in the developed countries such as America. A lot of it's a mindset. A lot of it's learned habits. No one really taught me about nutrition. I grew up on fast food. I had to relearn everything I knew about food. Now, I'm a little bit of a self-starter. Some people aren't. Some people just take their habits all the way to their grave. So, it's understandable. Sal, what's up, man? Texas in the house. Good evening, Sam. Wanted to say thank you for taking the time to share those RV videos. I appreciate that. Hope your day was well. Yes, I had to let go of one awkward conversation. Thanks for keeping it real, brother. Thank you for watching. Amen to your inspirational words. Peace emoji also to you. Thank you. JB, Chad, boner. Yeah, he looks at the prayer emoji like a boner. It's good to laugh. Boner prayer emoji for you. I'm not sure why, but if your prayers are answered. Apathy. It appears to me a lot of people don't want to see other people happy. A level of that is truth. Even their own friends, I don't think. I think some of it, but I think also those are the wrong friends. I've had those type of friends. They're the wrong ones. Like my guy Gonzalo that was in here. I know him in real life. He's actually been one of the good people that I met in life. Like, I know, like, he really wants to see other people happy and me happy. Except once in a while, I remember he got in a fight with an old girl at a restaurant because, like, the old lady told his kid to be quiet. So, you could push Gonzalo's buttons too, and he'll start to fight you. But overall, Gonzalo's been very positive, brother. Live and let live. Ackland, thank you. Yeah, good job, Sal. Prayers for you, Chad. Yes. Hope all is well. Yeah, thank you for giving Chad his space. Saying a prayer for him and then giving him his space. That's wisdom. Woohoo. How much do houses go for in Florida? It all depends the area, just like everywhere else. If you go to Palm Beach on the coast, millions of dollars. If you go to West Palm Beach, 10 minutes over a bridge, you're in total poverty. You can get a house for $20,000. You're going to live in a lot of crime area. So it's all subject to the area, the community, but definitely on average, the housing costs are lower, but so are the job incomes. So it kind of balances out. George, I am praying for you, Chad. Things will be better. God bless. Amen. Good job, George. And good to see you, brother. I hope your health is doing better. Apathy. Sammy, how long does it take to sell your house? How long did it take me? About 3 months total. Two and a half to 3 months. The average person in a good market takes about 4.5 months. Average. Apathy. You make so much sense. Yep. People nickel and dime their time. Yep, I've seen it. Away and their body decays. Yeah, and their energy levels go down and they don't have the strength to do what they need to do. Gallery 88. What's up, man? Hey, Sam. Enjoy your videos. Gallery 88. Thank you for leaving a comment, man. Thank you. George. Good night, Sam. Good night to you, brother. Time to watch fake news, man. I understand that. Love and respect to you, brother. And I hope all goes well for you. JB, Sam agreed. I was a good hairstylist. I ain't mad at that. And opened 2 full service salons. You're a good business guy. I had big following. I ain't mad at that. I was a hair doctor, but felt like a mental therapist. That's why my mom had her cosmetology license, but she did a couple months of it, and she said she hated it because all people did was gossip. People often talk a lot. Yeah, that's what she said. I could totally relate to that. Good comment. Valerie from Oregon. Hey, Valerie. You're not going to be walking on the beach in your 50s. A lot of people aren't. 60s and 70s, that's true. I'm 50. I go backpacking, hiking, cycling. Those who I grew up with in the 70s didn't have, we are active, still I am I. There may be some exceptions, but right now you're 50. Talk to me in 10, 20 years. And even if you are doing it, you're going to be the exception, not the rule. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. I don't know any other people that got cut from their high school basketball team that made it to the NBA. So there's exceptions and there's the rule. And as you get older, it's facts that your body's going to decay. It's facts. There's some exceptions. There's some people in their 70s running marathons. The facts are most aren't. So it's truth. Linda, hey Linda. May West, hey May, how are you? Linda, that's right, Valerie from Oregon. Hey Sam and friends, hey, if you want to bank on you're still going to be able to do what you are when you're older, more power to you. Apathy. Sammy, do you feel validated by your life choices? Yes. When you see others with a lot of home equity but very little life equity, yes, I do. Yes, I do. For me, I can walk less now. I'm in better shape probably than most people in this chat room. I can walk less now at 38 than I did 3 years ago. That's the truth. Tiana Marie, I'm ready to forget about my home equity and invest into my life equity. Well, I agree with that 100% emoji. But once my nest is empty, it will finally be me time. Well, Tiana Marie, I totally agree with that. I've heard a lot of parents say that they've been a parent and they've raised children and now they're ready to get back to focusing on themselves. I can understand that. Gonzalo laughing. Good, but good to see. Thank you, brother, for coming in the chat room. We'll turn around and do this thing. Love you, brother. I love you too, man. You're a good brother and I appreciate you, man. Gilbert, Sammy, do you play chess? I played a little bit when I was young, but not enough to speak of. If so, do you play online? No, I don't. John, happy birthday, Liv. Tiana Marie, birthday cake emoji. Jones, happy live and let live. Teresa, happy birthday. Peppa Pig, happy birthday, live and let live. And fellow nurse, slow Sammy. Yeah, 2 nurses, but what a blessing of a career. Not bad singing. I just tried to get my best. By the way, thank you. Yes, happy birthday. Free to be me, birthday emojis. Apathy, happy birthday, live and let live. A nurse saved my life. Nurses are a blessing. I give them a lot of credit. Sal, happy birthday to you, live and let live. Queen, good Glenn, keeps it real. Sorry, Sam. No disrespect. I'm just honestly sure. I wasn't trying to imply I think you're mentally unstable. That's okay. And I wasn't trying to imply I think you're mentally unstable by your tag name or your profile picture. It's all love on both ends. Live and let live. Thank you, Sam and all. Very kind of you. Nah, live and let live. Love to you. Gleno. Valerie, I'm 52 and I'm extremely active. Okay. It's all about the condition of your health. All right, let's see where you're at 62. I'm glad you're active as well. Gleno, love and respect. Keeps it real. You're very social, but other van life people seem to spend more time avoiding people. Everyone's different on that scale. So I can understand what you're saying, though. JB, Sam, it will take about 2 weeks to reinstate my license. All right, that's not bad. Worth it. That kind of makes sense. And I could still list anyway with a coworker. There you go. Or my broker, I can list next week. That makes sense. JB, I had a Honda Element for 15 years. I slept in my Element, great sports utility SUV. I agree with that. Apathy. Rich people who care about their health live longer because they have better health care than everyone else. On average, maybe, but not necessarily. But that's probably somewhat true. Free to be me. Yes, I love minimalism. Got 2 bags of clothes, one clean, one dirty. There you go. I agree with that. Live and let live. Asal, gracias. Yeah, apathy. I saw a coworker on YouTube actually possess of almost 50 peeps a night, and I'd be checking him out, and he'd say what he has to say online. Oh, yeah, some people do. Gallery 88. Especially enjoy your point on the other night about corporate welfare. Oh, yeah, it's huge. And people back up corporations and they attack the working class. But at the end of the day, most of us are all in the working class. And the corporate elites are only a small percentage. But it's a mind game to make you believe that you should back them. It's something we as a country need to fix. I agree. Get away from labels. Live and let live. Sam, be sure to block Robin Rounter, who was insulting you in Spanish. Oh, okay, thank you for letting me know that. You speak Spanish too? He was very disrespectful. All right. Shaking my head, I can give a translation, but no bueno, no good. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. But, I appreciate you telling me that. Let me go back and do that. We get people like in there all the time. And that's part of life, and that's okay. Thank you. Live and let live. You're very talented. I didn't know you speak other languages too. Man, that's a lot. I don't know. If he comes up again, I can't even go back and see all that. Thank you, Liv. Thank you, Liv. Sean, I went Green Day some time ago. Your life to theme. Lyrics is something unpredictable, but in the end, it is right. I hope you have the time of your life. That's a good. Thank you, Sean Murphy. Gallery 88. Your videos put me in a positive mindset. Well, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for your love. Again, live and let live. Happy birthday to you. I hope all your dreams come true this year. I hope everyone's dreams come true. Where do you start on your dream path? Get a piece of paper and pen. Don't watch the State of the Union. Watch your life and make a list and get going and keep positive people around you. And thank you for being a positive part of my life. Live and let live. Again, I can't wish you happy birthday enough. John, good night to you, brother. Thank you for everyone who left a comment on this live feed. It's much appreciated. Stay positive.